Hi guys, it's Jordan from Jordan Ant Comics here for your first video of the week. I hope you're all doing well and you've all had a good week so far. And I thought, what a good way to start the week than discussing a Superman series. Now, as I've already spoke about Creature Commandos and the James Gunn universe, I kind of thought I'd go along with that trend. I will do some Marvel stuff. I am just using my total bias at the moment and thought I would try and put as much DC out there as I possibly can just to try and get more people interested in it. So I'm going to be discussing one of my favourite Superman series. And it's a really it's a totally different take on Superman for me. Not like the new Absolute Superman, which is a new book that's just come out. It's just a different take on Superman. So what is the series? Now, some people who are comic book fans will probably have worked it out by now, but it's the All-Star Superman series, which was created by Grant Morrison and Frank Quietly. Now, I can never pronounce that, so hopefully I have done that justice. I apologise if I haven't. And Jamie Grant helps as well. So, I'm going to show you the covers of all of them, and then we'll just have a talk about it. Okay, so, yeah, it's just called Superman All-Star, and here's the first one. So again, these are all cover A's. I really, really, really like that cover to start it. It just epitomises Superman to me. I would love to get that as a CGC. If anyone loves me enough, my brothers were looking for some presents for me. If you can find a CGC 9.8 of Superman 1, this one, I would love you forever. This is the second issue. And then I think we kind of know where I'm going here. Third issue. Fourth issue. Fifth issue. I mean, I love this. I really like this cover. I just love, look at that. Bit of Crypto on there. Nice dark cover. There's something about it, because we don't really see Superman with dark colours often. That's just an observation I've just made there. Maybe that's why it jumped out at me. Superman kind of is happy-go-lucky. It's very bright and optimistic. That's what we see Superman as. We see him as hope. We see him as joy. We see him as who we'd all love to be. He is the ultimate superhero. So, yeah, I mean, that's a bit of a different cover take. Really like that one. That's number 6, if anyone wants to check that out. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9. Number 10, also really love this one. Number 11, again, very cool cover. Draws you in. Well done. And then, of course, number 12. So here, if you look closely, is Superman's arch nemesis. Again, for anyone that's watching this that isn't into comics, or is wanting to learn a bit about comics, or is enjoying listening to me talk and just, listening to something a bit different, Lex Luthor is Superman's arch nemesis. So this is the final book in the series, and I'm just going to now have a talk about the series and why it's a bit different. So the new film, apparently, we have been told, is going to be loosely based on this 12-book series. Now, very briefly, what happens right at the start of this book is Lex Luthor, the villain of the piece, does what no one has done before, and in a way, without giving too much away, because it's not really the essence of the story, this bit, he gives Superman cancer, and Superman can't cure it. So Superman from issue 2 has cancer, but he pretty much knows himself from the start. So it opens up a whole world of questions to me when I read something like that. I mean, people think, oh, comics are for kids, but what would you do? I mean, what would you do if you had cancer? It's imminent, there's no cure, he's terminal. He's gonna die. And the whole 12 books is about him coming to terms with that fact and what he wants to be remembered for and who he is. I mean, what would you do? I mean, I could safely say I would be quite selfish, I suppose. Selfish, sorry. I would do the things that I want to do. I would want to take off my bucket list. I would go away. I would concentrate on me. I would want to be with my family. I couldn't think of a life where, even though I'm the eldest of my 2 brothers, I think the thought of me leaving them, I know they don't need they're 33 and 31. They don't need any help off me. You know what, I've got that wrong. They're 34 and 32. They don't need any help off me, but I always feel that I'm still there to help them. I'm the eldest brother. Is my innate thing. I want to protect them, and that is, it's a funny thing to grapple with, and this is what Superman grapples with in this book, in this series. And I've got to say they do it really, really well. They make Superman very human and very relatable, and sometimes that's really hard to do because, of course, we all know he's got every power under the sun. Who can beat him? Kryptonite, yeah, we know he's poison and whatnot, but he, at the end of the day, if he has the sun, he is almost indestructible. He is the Man of Steel. So they make him very mortal and very human, and that is why this is such a good read. I'm just going to open book 1 like I did last time. I'm not going to show you the artwork of the others because, again, I don't want to spoil it for you. Again, many of you might not go on to read this, but I want to show you a bit of the artwork to hopefully lure you into to read it, because it's a really, I know I say it, it's a really nice read. And again, I'm not talking, you can get a trade paperback. You don't have to get them singularly like this. Now, a trade paperback, someone asked me the other day, what's that? Because I mentioned it in my last video. You can buy all 12 books in one book, and it's a lot cheaper. So you could buy this for 20 quid, so to speak. I don't know what, this is off the top of my head. You can buy the whole series for £20. I buy them singly because I'm a collector and they hold more value that way. But if you just wanted to read the story, you could even read it digitally on the apps. or buy the trade paperbacks. There's no but. I'm a collector. This is how I buy them. So Superman 1. Then let's have a look at this. We're just going to show you some artwork. I mean, we are going back to the beginnings here of, again, Superman at the start, Metropolis, Daily Planet. I mean, I just love the artwork in this. There we go. There he is, Lex Luthor, the bastard himself. It's a beautiful shot of Superman with the crest, and I've always been a fan of the crest. I think that's why I was such a fan of Supergirl as well, because I just love the crest. I'm just trying to find. Yeah, here we are. One a good one. Yeah. Okay, so there's a bit of the artwork. I don't want to show you anymore because I would love for you to give it a read. It is, and I had to research this because it's an Eisner winning novel. Sorry, Eisner Award winner, Best New Series, which is a big deal in the comic community. So it is recognised as a good comic. And like I say, it is supposed to be the Superman that we are going to be getting from the new movie that Gunn is making and building and in this universe. Again, how much we see of that, but we can only time will tell. A Superman like that, for me, it's a great new take on it, and I would love to see that. I love the story. The story's great. It's from start to finish. It's a really good read, and it grips you in. And like I say, they make him feel very human. It gets you thinking very personal, as I've just talked about my brothers. That's instantly as soon as where I went is, God, well, if I was told that, well, you know, I've not my dad. My dad would be. My dad's my dad. My dad would be fine, you know, and everyone. But my brothers, I always feel I've got to be there, even though they've looked after me more than I've looked after them probably over the years. But yeah, I mean, my girlfriend, I wouldn't never want to leave her behind, or my pooches, or my kitten. But what would you do? What would you do if you... Would you change the way you live? Would it change your perspective? Would it change who you are? Would it change who you become? Superman's faced with all these. And that is why I feel that you should read it, because I think it is a great take on him. And it reinforces why Superman is such a great character. Because, yes, I understand he can be boring. He's not as gritty as Batman. He is enhanced. He's got all these superpowers. At the end of the day, he's still part human. He's still got that human side to him. He's got Lois, who he would die for. And again, Kara is mentioned in it. His cousin, Kara Zor-El, Supergirl. So it's just such a lovely take on a Superman story. So, January 2000. Ooh, I've let you down here, guys. Let me have a look. I'm pretty sure it's January 2004. The first issue came out. But I would suggest to you, if you like reading on the app, buy it on the app. If you want to get it as a trade paperback, get it as a trade paperback. And read it. and enjoy it, because it's a great read. And ask yourself the questions that I'm just speaking out loud. It's a very thought-provoking book, and it shows that comics they are for adults. Just because it's a comic and it's got photos doesn't mean it's for kids. It's very adult themes, and this one is really enjoyable, and I'd love to see how James Gunn portrays that on the film. So your homework, anyone listening out there, anyone listening to me, please read this series, and please give me feedback, what you think, how it would change you. Would it change you? Because I think it would change the way I act and the way I would deal with things. So we have a very tight-knit family, so yeah. But yeah, please read it and get back to me, because I would really enjoy to hear off you, because it's actually it's just a really good take on Superman. So what have I read this week? As we have Monday was a very busy day in my life, as Mondays are for most people. I read the Stars and Stripes series again. It's always a feel-good book to me. That is the Stargirl series. That was a very good read. I read also, I've got it by me. He says, no, he does. Oh yeah, here we are. I've not read that before. That was a good read as well. And what do I recommend for you this week? This. That is all I want you to read this week. Trade paperback this week. I'm going to be back on Thursday, and I'm going to be speaking about, I'm going to go totally different. I'm going to do a Marvel book on Thursday, or a Marvel thing. I will do something Marvel. So Marvel on Thursday, but I would love to have some messages to interact with you guys on what you think of this book. That I'd really appreciate that, so I can start talking to you. So please get in touch, either through Instagram. Also, it will go on my YouTube. Please, my YouTube is Jordan Ant 2024. Please subscribe. I really am trying to do something here, and not to become famous. I just want to share my passion and share my love and share my thoughts. So every subscription helps, and even if I only speak to 10 people, I'm happy enough. I'd like to recommend a couple of sellers as well, not because they've asked me to, but if you're into your vintage comics and you want someone who's passionate about comics and puts the work in and their effort, at Suddenly Comics, I'm going to put it on here just so you could go on there and have a look at his Instagram. He's got a whatnot. So check him out. His vintage books are great, and I've bought some beautiful copies of him. I've got a lot of my vintage Superman off him, my vintage Green Lantern off him, and vintage Green Arrow. So please check at Suddenly Comics out. I would also say please check Mutant Comics out. Again, I don't know his handle off the top of my head, but he has some really good stuff, and he's got a lot of Walt Disney really like Looney Tunes things in, and they're really cool. And also my man that does my subscription at Goat Comics, please check him out. He is fantastic, and he's been helping me along in this journey. this slightly longer one because I was waffling a bit because it is a really good read. So they're my 3. I'll put them in the notes. Please give us some feedback, and yeah, I hope you all have a good Tuesday. I hope you all Tuesday night even. Hope you all have a good Wednesday, and I shall see you Thursday. Go well, and yeah, please check out my eBay store, because I need to buy a washing machine, guys. So some good things on there, and I'd love for you to be able to buy me a washing machine. I'm only joking. If there's anything you want on there, message me. I'm always happy to do a deal and whatnot. It's no problem at all. There's just some really good pieces on there. I've ended up with a lot of duplicates, so yeah, have a look through. And I'm happy to do a deal, or if you're buying multiple, yeah, great. So I'll put all that down there, and yeah, go well.